Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. Major markets consolidate ahead of crucial EU recovery fund discussions. Video. http ntvforex.com News ID BE0622 7/17/2020 11:07:33 AM. Market overview. Major market look ponderous this morning as the dust settles on yesterday's dollar rebound and edge of risk aversion. Traders looking at their charts will see how these moves have been counter to recent trends. The dollar remains on a weakening path as a safe haven, whilst recent updates on COVID-19 vaccines have encouraged a more positive risk bias to take hold. However, there is still an uneasy tone to relations between the US and China over a variety of issues. Phase 1 trade deal, Hawaii, Hong Kong, interests in the South China Sea, which is holding back a sustainable move into risk. Furthermore, ever-rising COVID infections primarily in the US add weight to the shackles too. Despite this though, in the coming days the EU summit to discuss the EU Recovery Fund could be a game-changer for sentiment, at least for the near term. If the EU leaders can find common ground to make progress in moves towards agreeing on the fund, there would be a narrowing of yield spreads, a supportive outlook for the euro, and European equities would certainly feel the benefit too. Major markets are all but flat this morning ahead of the summit, and we will not see the real impact until Monday morning. Later into today's session, the U.S. confidence gauge, Michigan sentiment will take focus as it is for July and begins to account for the rising infection rates and threats of renewed lockdown. Wall Street closed lower last night, with the S&P 500 0.3% at 3,215. However, futures are showing a balance to this today, with E-mini S&P 0.3%. Asian markets consolidated overnight, with the Nikkei 0.3% and Shanghai Composite flat. European markets are a shade positive today, following US futures, with FTSE futures and DAX futures 0.3%. In Forex, a shade of risk positive with AUD and NZD rebounding slightly, being the only real movers. Commodities also show consolidation, with gold a tough higher, silver slightly lower and oil around flat. The final reading of Eurozone inflation for June is first up on the economic calendar today. Final Eurozone HICP is at 1000 BST and is expected to show no revisions to either the headline HICP at 0.3% flash June, 0.1% final May, or core HICP at 0.8% flash June, 0.9% final May. Into the U.S. session, there is June housing data on the docket, with U.S. building permits at 1330 BST, which are expected to increase by 6% to 1.290 M from 1.214 M in May. U.S. housing starts are expected to increase by 20% to 1.169 M from 0.974 M in May. The key data will be the prelim Michigan sentiment for July at 1500 BST. Consensus expects a slight improvement in sentiment to 79.0-78.1 in June. This is to be driven by an improvement in the expectations component outweighing a slight slip in the current conditions. Chart of the day AUD/JPY. Market sentiment has been choppy over recent weeks, but there is now beginning to emerge a positive bias. This positive bias is reflected through AUD/JPY, which is edging higher once more. Tracking along a 3.5-month uptrend that has flanked the recovery coming in today at 74.25, the market is making good ground again. Since the early June correction from 76.75 to 72.50, a run of higher lows and higher highs has formed a smaller uptrend. Subsequently, the market is now putting consistent pressure on initial resistance around 75.15. Momentum indicators are positively configured, with the RSI holding consistently above 50 and stochastics also strong between 70-80. The bulls will now be looking for a decisive close above 75.15 to reopen the way to retest the 76.75 June high once more. If this break came with a bull cross on MACD lines, it would add conviction too. Support around 74.00 is increasingly important as a higher low now too, whilst we look to buy into weakness with a near 4-week uptrend support at 74.50 today. Brent crude oil. Key resistance continues to be tested on Brent crude, but for now, the bulls just cannot make the breakthrough. Consolidation may have broken the support of recovery uptrends in recent weeks, but the market does continue to form higher lows, as the market repeatedly tests $43.95 resistance. Technically, momentum indicators remain set up in positive medium-term configuration, and the bulls have held up well as MACD lines have gradually unwound. In managing to continue to form higher lows, this unwinding of MACDs, whilst RSI holds on to solid positive configuration between 50-60 suggests that the bulls are in good shape for another leg higher. The resistance at $43.95 is important, but closing the gap at $45.20 would be the really key move. For now, the market continues to test resistance and post higher lows. Last week's $41.30 is initially the gauge, whilst $39.50 remains key. A closing break above $45.20 opens the way towards $50 with next resistance $48.40 before $53.10, $53.90. Dow Jones Industrial Average. There have been signs in recent days that the Dow is moving towards a more positive phase once more. The period of consolidation for the past month broke to the upside on Wednesday, and how the bulls react to near-term weakness will be a key indication of whether this move was false or not. A closing break above 26,610 was followed by a move to fill the gap at 26,940. With yesterday's candle all but a doji, back in an area of uncertainty between 26,610 and 26,940, it leaves the Dow very much at a crossroads still. If the bulls can now pick themselves up and achieve a close above 26,940, it would be a really strong signal now, as it would have been down under consideration. Momentum indicators are suggesting a bull move is developing now, as stochastics pull strongly above 80. RSI sits at a 1-month high and MACD lines have crossed higher. Futures are ticking positively today in early moves. We discussed previously about 26,300, 26,610 acting as underlying demand and a near-term buy zone. Yesterday's unwind into the support and a pickup today is a positive signal. A close above 26,940 opens the key June resistance at 27,580. Under 26,300 would now be a disappointment, but the bulls are essentially in control whilst above 25,525. Read more analysis here. Euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY, Gold. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.